Hey everyone, welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. This is scenario 4.6, the last adventure in level 4. We're at the Walled Oasis, where at this location, damage dealt to you is also dealt to a random other character at this location, which will not be in play since this is a solitaire version. Alright, advancing the Blessings deck, the first card we get is the Cure spell. Oh, pretty cool. Wisdom Divine 6. Well, Alahazra has Divine of D10 plus 7 at this stage in her career, so that's an auto acquire. So it's only a basic spell, not too enthused about that. Can't trade it to a trader. Advancing the Blessings deck, we get a Vomit Clansman. Okay, another auto acquire. And we can discard to explore your location. So we'll do it. We're going to explore. And we get a Shocking Scimitar. Okay, weapon 3. Now we're excited. That's right, level 4. We want level 3 and 4. Okie dokie. Oh, you know what? The top card of the Blessings Discard deck was a Blessing of the Ancients. So this guy, oh, he doesn't get discarded. He gets recharged. Oh, yes he does. Shocking Scimitar. Strength 11. Well, we want it. So we're going to have to use a Blessing of Horus in order to roll an additional. Oh man, we're just going to be able to roll. Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. 2d6. 2d6. And we have Maga Three Fingers to help us out. Yes, we do. And we get, oh man, 3, 4. We could bump it up to a 7. Anything else we got? Would this have helped us out? No, just for barriers. Oh well. It's a sad day. But we did not acquire the Shocking Scimitar. It was at a Walled Oasis. Who would have thought? Okay, we do need to reset our hand. We are advancing the Blessings deck. And we get a crowbar. Wow. Well, Alahazra has a D6 for her strength. So, wow, so she gets a crowbar. She wasn't able to get, that's like a, what do they call that, a consolation prize. So the crowbar will go straight to the discard pile. Advancing the Blessings deck, we get the Echoes of Confusion. So check to defeat Stealth. Well, we don't have Stealth. That would be a D4. Perception, that would be a D4 as well. Charisma, well, that's another story. Alahazra, Charisma is D10 plus 4. Or Diplomacy, which is Charisma plus 2. So Diplomacy here would be the way to go. It's going to be a D10 plus 6. And it has the trigger trait. So Alahazra has, thanks to her Seeker rule, can recharge a card to add 1d8 to your check against the Bane that has the trigger trait. So we'll do it. We'll go ahead and we will recharge the Heat Metal spell. So we're going to be adding, so we're going to be rolling a D10 and a D8. Is this an auto? It's, you know what? It is, because our Diplomacy is D10 plus 6. There's a 7, there's an 8. Boom. We have banished the Echoes of Confusion. No Echoes of Confusion for us. Thank you. Advancing the Blessings deck. And we get a Blessing of the Elements. Well, pretty cool, because guess what? It's a Charisma 6. Well, our Charisma is D10 plus 6. Actually, it's only D10 plus 4. Don't want to cheat here. D10. Alright, so we rolled 4 plus 4. We did acquire this Blessing. It's a basic Blessing, not too enthused. We're going to use it to explore the location. And we get a Sand Creeper. Well, this guy's basic. So once we defeat him, he will be banished for the rest of the campaign since we're on level 4. Okay, check to defeat Combat 9. We did not examine this card because what we did with the Blessing of the Elements, we just explored. So immune to piercing and slashing, yeah, we don't have that. Before you act, recharge any cards that have the electricity trait. And we don't have any. So let's see, what should we do with this guy? We'll go ahead and use a Fiery Glare spell on him, which is going to be our Divine skill plus 2d4. Our Divine skill is Charisma, D10 plus 7. So 7, and we add 2 spells, or 2 d4. Yeah, that is an auto defeat. He gets banished. The Fiery Glare spell, we get to recharge it as long as we don't roll a 1. And we rolled a 3. Okay. Well, Alahazra here, moving right along, cruising right along. She's doing good. Level 4 has been very good to Alahazra. Okay, Advance the Blessings deck. Okay, this could be trouble. So this is, we did not examine this card. The difficulty to defeat is increased by the scenario's adventure deck number. Okay, so this is scenario 4. So it says here, so we have to defeat this. So what we need to do, we have a disable 6. Our disable skill is D4. Our craft skill is also a D4. Okay, so what we got, fortunately we have the find traps spell. We're just going to go ahead and recharge that spell automatically because we can. We're going to roll 3d4 and we're going to do a disable check. 3d4 we need to roll, wow. 3d4, we're going to use a Blessing of Pharasma, so we get to roll 4d4. 4d4, we need a 10. Come on, 10. And we roll the 4. We roll the 5. We roll the 6. We roll the 7, 8, 9. We weren't able to do it, but fortunately, we got Maga 3 Fingers. A little glare there. Sorry for that. There, that's better. So, Maga 3 Fingers adds 3 to that roll. She gets recharged, and so let's do a final tally here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 3 is 12. So it says here, if defeated by less than 4, you are dealt 1d4 poison damage, then we draw 2 items. Well, that really sucks. We don't like that. So how much poison damage do we take? We take 2 points of damage, but fortunately, well, that's interesting because we use an ally on the check. So I don't think we can use an ally to reduce the damage, but fortunately we got this guy. Bury this card to reduce poison damage to 0. Alright, very fortunate. I thought we'd be able to use this guy, but we already used an ally. So we don't take any damage from this baited jewel box. I could have remembered it had the trigger trait. We could have added a D8 to that roll. But as it was, we're fine. We succeeded. We're going to get 2 items from the box. So let's get this giant stack of items. Boom. And let's go ahead and do some random shenanigans. We're going to use the top part of the deck, and we're rolling a D30 here. Alright, 8 cards down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are the 2 random items we got from the baited jewelry box. And we get the Soul Stimulant and the Anti-Toxin. Basic item and a level 2 item. So they are added to our hand. We're going to discard them. We don't want them. We're going to reset our hand. Okay, that was interesting. A lot going on with Pathfinder Adventure card game. That's what I like. Advancing the Blessings deck. Whoa. Haven't seen this guy. Burning Child. So, well, look at that. A Charisma 10 check. Did someone say easy? So immune to fire, mental, and poison. Okay, well that's pretty much my entire hand. If the check to defeat, the Burning Man has the cool trait, add 1d8. So we don't have that. If defeated with a combat check, shuffle the Burning Child into a random other open location. Okay, there aren't any other open locations. So if defeated with a Charisma check, you are dealt 1d4 fire damage. Well, that's interesting. But it's immune. So with the Charisma, well, obviously we're going to do the Charisma check because Alahazra's Charisma is D10 plus 4. Okay, yeah, so D10, do we want to do that? D10 plus 4. We can always shenanigan this Blessing of Matt. So basically we're looking at a D10 plus 7. That's pretty tempting. Let's see, what do we got here? So it's immune to the fire trait. That really sucks. And it's immune to the poison trait. Maybe we can use this spell. Elemental Skin. Display this card next to your location and choose acid, cold, electricity, or fire. Well, we'd obviously choose fire. While displayed, reduce damage of the chosen type by 0, and you may add 1d8 and the poison, and you may add 1d8 and the chosen trait to the melee combat check. Well, this isn't a melee combat check. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. I may have forgot to mention that we did get that spell from Hayden Hoppert, and we traded just that elemental mastery spell and that other ally, Arayu, which we didn't really want. But we got that spell, and now it's going to be useful. We're going to cast it. And now, in order to, and we're choosing fire. That way, we won't have to deal with this pesky fire damage. And then what we're going to do, okay. What we're going to do is do the charisma check, and we're going to use the Blessing of Map. Okay, D10 plus 4. Let's see what we get. Alright, we rolled a 7. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we made the charisma check. And it says, if defeated with a charisma check, you are dealt 1d4 fire damage. So then, it says here, thanks to the elemental skin spell, we chose fire. While displayed, reduce damage of the chosen type to characters at this location to 0. Alright, so that's what we did. So, Burning Child has been defeated. We don't take any damage. We're rolling to see if we recharge this spell. We need a Divine 14 check. And we'll go ahead. No, we're not going to waste a blessing on that. So D10. So we rolled an 8. And our Divine is plus 6. So check that out. 14. We did it. Pretty awesome. I like it. Alahazra is quite the spellcaster. Okay, advancing or resetting our hand. Advancing the Blessings deck. Alright, we get the last card. Forgotten Pharaoh. So he is the villain of this scenario. So Combat 24 or Divine Diplomacy 16. When you examine this card, encounter it, and ignore the Forgotten Pharaoh's power. That happens before you act. Before you act, succeed at a Stealth 13 check, or bury a card, then the Forgotten Pharaoh is evaded. Huh. Well, interesting. Alahazra has a stealth skill of D4. So we could use a blessing and bump that up to 2d4, but that would still leave us quite short from 13. So when you examine this card, encounter it and ignore the Forgotten Pharaoh's power. Okay, so we need to examine this card. So as it is, we're just going to roll a d4. So we rolled a 4, but so we did not succeed. We have to bury a card. I'll just bury this Clinging Venom spell. I don't think we're going to need it. It's evaded, so we shuffle her back into the location deck. So we're going to reset our hand. We are going to advance the Blessings deck. Fortunately, we did those explorations, so we got a little view on the time. Hey, so I think, so this is interesting. So for the first time in this entire scenario, or I should say campaign, I think I'm actually going to use Alahazra's ability, which says you may recharge a blessing to examine the top 2 cards of any location deck. Okay, well we do have a blessing. We're going to recharge a Blessing of Ra. So we're going to recharge it, and that will allow us to examine this card. And we examine this card, and we can ignore its power that happens before you act. Alright, so now we need to either do a Combat 24 or a Divine Diplomacy check. So if we do the, oh, it has a trigger trait. Oh, awesome. So we got some pretty good options here. So it says here, what we're going to do, we're going to try something fun. We're going to use the Wand of Scorching Ray, right? So it's going to be 4d6. This might be a gamble, but we're going to try it. So we get 4d6. It has the attack and the fire trait. So since we're Alahazra, we can add a d8 to that check. We're going to then, so we can roll that. That's actually, we're going to need a 24 out of that. That's going to be kind of risky. I wonder if we should do that. Yeah, we're going to do it. So we're going to do that. We're using the, we're going to, let's go for it. We have a Blessing of Mat in our hand. So we're going to try all this. So we're trying to combat check. We need 24. And we're rolling all these dice. Alright, let's do it. So 46 and a d8. 46 and a d8. Alright, so we rolled a 6. We rolled a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18. Ouch. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18. We needed a 24. Man, well, that really, really sucks. Because as it is, so this Wand of Scorching Ray, so we have to bury it. It gets gone. We are going to use a Blessing of Matt just to go ahead and bump up the score by 3. So we have to recharge that. So our total is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we failed by 3. We take 3 points of damage. I'm going to go ahead and use this guy. He is going to soak up 2 points of damage. We still have to take 1 point of damage. So we're going to go ahead and we'll actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll have him take the damage. So he gets discarded. We still got 2 cards in our hand. It says here, if undefeated, suffer the Scourge Curse of Daybane. Well, that could be very, very treacherous. So we suffer the Scourge Curse of Daybane. He gets shuffled back into the location deck. He's the only card in the location deck. We're going to reset our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to advance the Blessings deck. And it is the Blessing of the Ancients. And according to the Curse of Daybane, we can't even explore. Only if we play a card or use a power. So then, the first thing we're going to do is use Alahazra's ability, where we have to recharge a Blessing. So man, that really sucks. So we got to recharge a Blessing in order to examine the card. And then, so we're going to recharge, so let's see. So if we examine this card, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use Alahazra's power. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use the power. We're going to recharge the Blessing of Khepri. And when we recharge that Blessing, it allows us to examine and then explore. So we're going to examine and then we'll explore. So that gets us around that Curse of Daybane, which is nice. So now, all we have to do is do the Combat 24 check. And I think that's the way to go. It's a trigger, so that's always useful. So what we're going to do is we're going to go bring out the big guns. We fortunately got an interruption spell. Arcane plus 4d6. Awesome. And we're going to go ahead. It has a trigger trait. So we're going to recharge a card. And we're going to add a d8 to that check. So a d8. And we're going to use a Blessing of Thoth. I think that's legit. I mean, we just used the Blessing to examine. So now I think we can use a Blessing on the check. Yeah, because that examining Blessing didn't have anything to do with the check. So I think that's how I'm going to play it. So technically we would be able to roll an additional d10 with the Blessing of Thoth. But I'm going to hold off on that. I think that with the Eruption spell and the additional d8, I think we'll be able to do this check without the Blessing. So just to make sure I'm using all the rules right. So it's going to be Combat 24, and we're adding a total of 7 to this roll. Alright, so roll a 6 and an 8, 8, 9, 10, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Alright, so 32 there. Wow, that was pretty good. So we got 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 32 plus 7. Yeah, 39. Okay. So we successfully defeated the Forgotten Pharaoh at the Walled Oasis. And we don't have to deal with this when closing because it's a villain. Okay, pretty awesome. That was, we can roll to see if we recharge that spell, but as it is, we have quite a few cards left in our library, so we don't have to worry about losing the game due to damage. So, last adventure, I showed you Alahazra's deck. Let's do a quick deck check. Just look really quick at any new loot that so she acquired these 2 new items for loot. She acquired that. She acquired a lot of basic items, right, for loot. So there's like the giant plethora of the new items that she acquired. Nothing really interesting. It's all basic. So she's not going to be able to go to a trader. But the good news is that she did gain a power feat, since this is the last scenario of Adventure 4. So let me see if I can. Very interesting camera here, very persnickety. So here are the selections of the power feats for Alahazra. So she's got some pretty cool options, because she can either bump up her hand size now to an 8, but I'm thinking that I like this one. When you defeat a Bane that has a trigger trait, you may draw a card. No, I like this one. So we already marked you may recharge a card to add 1d8 to your check against the Bane that has a trigger trait. So we're going to also do trigger or undead. So we're going to do that for our power feat. And that is going to be the end of level 4. So we're going to be starting level 5 at the start of the next scenario. So I appreciate everyone watching. Hopefully you're enjoying this campaign. Level 4, it was pretty challenging at the end there. So I'm really liking how things are shaping up with this character. Awesome campaign so far. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I will have another scenario up shortly.